Thank you for joining us today. I call the November 2nd, 2023 meeting of the Native American Commission to order. Let's begin with an introduction of current commission members, starting with Suzanne.
Good morning. I'm Suzanne Sensky of the Ho-Chunk Nation in Cherokee, Choctaw, Pawnee, and Kaw.
Good morning, Ashley Littlewolf, Boys Fort, Band of Ojibwe.
Whitney Johnson, Oglala Lakota. And right now we don't have enough members for a quorum present, so 3 of us today. So we won't be voting on the agenda and minutes just yet. So we'll go ahead and move on to item number 3 in our agenda, which is public comment. The next item, so speakers must state their name and will be limited to 2 minutes. Comments should not contain profanity or personal attacks. Do we have anybody signed up for public comment? No? Okay. Is there anybody present today that wishes to sign up for public comment? All right. So we'll move on to the 4th item in our agenda, which is our meeting schedule for 2024. Members will have that in our packet. We're going to be just meeting every other month, as we had agreed on previously. So for the public's reference, our meetings for the coming year will be January 4th, March 7th, May 2nd, September 5th, and November 7th. And I know that it seems, though, when you're tracking that, it seems like we're missing a month. We are going to try to plan to have a board retreat in July, so that would take the place of that meeting. The next item on the agenda is a report from Indigenous Association. I don't think Brandon is here today, and I don't see Tawny either. I don't know if I can give a full report, but I can give a little bit of a brief rundown. October was a really busy month for Indigenous Association. There's a lot of events going on, the biggest being Indigenous Peoples Day. That was a really great event again this year. And it was really, I think there was a lot of things going on throughout the day. Indigenous Association did an awesome job publishing an event guide. It was a beautiful event guide, and it was nice for people to have that available to them so they knew what all was going on and when. And even after Indigenous Peoples Day, IA's had some other events going on. During the month of October, they hosted the community potluck a few times and held a screening of a film that Ruth Buffalo was in. Ruth Buffalo is a former member of the Native American Commission. And that was well attended, I heard, and pretty cool that I believe that film that Ruth was in is available on Prairie Public. Very cool, and it'd be good to check out if people are interested in that. That would be all I would have for kind of a really brief rundown for things from Indigenous Association.
We can also just add here that Brandon Beatty was awarded the Gladys Ray Award from the City of Fargo Native American Commission. So,
yes, he was. Yes, because that was really great. So the next item on the agenda, kind of breezing right along here, is subcommittee reports and kind of a review of the subcommittees. Education and cultural awareness is Suzanne, Amanda, and Ashley. Health and wellness, Emily, Whitney, and Dale. Housing, Ashley and John Strand. I can start. I don't have much of an update from health and wellness, but I can offer up that as members of the health and wellness subcommittee, Emily Sargent and I volunteered to hold a training on intergenerational trauma and the effects of trauma disorders arising from that at the Yumcomp Center on Indigenous Peoples Day. That was super well attended. It was a free event, but we did have all the registration spots fill up. So there's 88 professionals and community members at that. So it was great. It went really well. Hoping to kind of do things like that in the future, continue to do things like that in the future. That is one thing to mention. Any other updates from any of the other subcommittees?
I have one for the Indian Education. So we had a back to school night. It was very successful with the Indian Education Board, so that was awesome. There were about 40 kids in attendance from the local school district, Fargo-Moorhead in West Fargo. And it was really nice. They put on some food and it provided some school supplies. We definitely look forward to partnering with them to get them additional school supplies as well as classroom supplies. Also, since there's no Johnson O'Malley programs any longer available to them, we are looking at athletic equipment, so tennis shoes and things like that.
That's great news. I'm glad to hear that. Anything from housing?
No.
Okay. Thank you. The next item is staff reports. Is there any city staff that wish to provide a report?
Good afternoon. My name is Kim Satrowski, and I just wanted to introduce myself. I am the project manager for the Fargo Growth Plan, and you've probably received a few emails on the project, and I just wanted to introduce myself and also encourage you and your colleagues and friends to participate in an online survey that's available at the project website, fargogrowthplan.org. Which will help guide the process of what community members think, where and how we should grow in the future. So I just wanted to thank you for your participation.
Thank you, and thank you for being here. Any other city staff with reports? Okay. As for announcements, I do have some here. It's Native American Heritage Month, so wanted to kind of briefly share some upcoming events. So starting with MSUM has quite a few events going on, and those can be found on their Facebook page or on their website too, I believe. Coming up really soon here for those events. On Wednesday, November 8th, there'll be an author talk with Marcy Rendon. She is the author of the Cash Black Bear Mystery Series and Sinister Graves. There's also on November 18th and 19th, a really cool thing going on at the MSUM Planetarium, Anishinaabe Star Knowledge. I think that's going to be really cool on Saturday, November 18th, it's 11 a.m. and on Sunday, November 19th, it's at 3 p.m. That's going to be talking about the stories of the Anishinaabe stories of the constellations and moon in relation to contemporary insight about environmental change and how the environment and that knowledge are related. On Tuesday, November 14th at 6 p.m., Dr. Denise Lajamodri will give a talk on her book, Stringing Rosaries, at the Yumcomp Center. It's at 6 p.m. And that talk is actually the opening for the traveling exhibit Away from Home, American Indian Boarding School Stories, that will be up starting that night through January 7th. And that is felt to be appropriate for 8th grade children and up from there. On Saturday, November 18th at the Yumcomps is Pangea Cultivate Our Cultures. It's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and is free. Buffalo River Singers and Dancers will lead performances that run every 30 minutes all day. And I believe NDSU has some really great events going on too. I don't have those in front of me, but again, if you go to their Facebook page, NDSU's Facebook page and or on their website, you should be able to find those as well. Is there any other announcements from board members or?
I have one more. The Plains Art Museum and Microsoft and myself are sponsoring an Oscar Howard exhibit at the Plains Art Museum tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. It's catered, it's free to all. Really looking forward to you joining us and learning more about his artistry and his impressionistic art and its kind of impact on Native American culture.
That's great, Suzanne. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know about that, but he's one of my favorite artists, so I might have to go to that.
The good food from Birnbaum's too.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, so any other announcements or things to mention? I would mention, I don't know the details yet, but just to kind of have people keep in mind, that in December, on December 21st is Homeless Memorial Day, and that there usually is an event put on by the Coalition in Homelessness and other partners like the Gladys Ray Shelter, typically in the evening, and usually at St. Mark's Lutheran Church downtown. There's usually a procession before then. I believe it's been starting kind of in the middle of Broadway or over at, I can't remember the other Lutheran church. St. Mark's. So it's been starting over at St. Mark's. The procession has been, so maybe kind of keep an eye on the Facebook pages for like the Gladys Ray Shelter, Churches United, the Coalition on Homelessness. I think we would put it on our Facebook page too, and the details are available. But I like to mention that because there is historically and continues to be an overrepresentation of Native people affected by homelessness in our community here. So I've had the distinct honor to get to know a lot of those people, and some of them aren't with us anymore. So it's a good time to show support for people who continue to experience that, and also to honor the memory of people who have lost their lives to homelessness. Again, since we do not have a quorum today, we didn't have the ability to vote on any things. The only action item being the minutes and agenda, so we'll defer those to the next meeting. Is there any other business though for the commission today? Okay. Hearing none, this meeting of the Native American Commission will be adjourned, and our next meeting will be January 4th, 2024. Thank you.